Okay. Now we're rolling.
And we're rolling.
Do I need that light? Okay. So, another thing. This is not going to be like the regular podcast, because these are just like kind of periodic or monthly, really. But I was thinking, like, what do you think we should call it? Do you have any ideas? Like for a name or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, we could figure something out. I was just curious over what you thought. I don't know. We don't even have to figure it out. Yeah, we don't have to figure it out now. And I was thinking about asking Nick too, because he's the one that could come up with funny shit or something. Hello, and welcome to a special episode of, this isn't really the Rhythm Wit podcast, but I'm here. My name's David Steele. I'm here with Kenna Attaway.
Hello.
I guess a couple of months ago, we had you on a podcast and introduced you and talked about what you do. So if anybody wants to know more about Kenna, you can check that episode out. Because Kenna is a music journalist here in the city, and she's agreed to come on Rhythm and Wit to talk to us periodically about local shows that she's been to and local bands and stuff that we just don't have the time to look into a lot of the times. There's just so much going on. So I'm happy that you're very passionate about the local music scene. So thanks for coming. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. I've been actually finally writing today.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that I haven't been writing. I haven't written something in a month.
Right. You've been just working and doing that, but not doing what you really want to do.
Exactly. And I'm actually working on a band interview with Channel Changer. They're a math noise rock band, and they're really cool.
Yeah, I follow them. I haven't listened to their stuff yet, but they seem cool. They seem passionate. I think that they follow me first, even. I don't know.
Yeah, they're really cool, and I know Sam, the guitarist, because I worked with his current girlfriend at this place on Campus Corner, and so crazy how the world is so small, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that a lot, especially whenever I meet so many comedians these days and stuff, and it's always funny to find out who knows each other, especially with music too. A lot of people just know musicians that I know, so it's oh yeah, you know this person or whatever. I mean, yeah, this town isn't that big, so especially when it comes to the creative community.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, we all kind of know each other, at least know of each other a lot of the times. That's what's rare whenever you bring up a lot of these bands, and that's why I like having you here, because it's you tell me about these bands. I'm I've never heard of them before, and it's I should, because I used to. But anyways,
it's the same way with telling me about bands, though.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think we're both just maybe focused on different genres or styles sometimes, too. So you wanted to come and give us a couple of reviews for some shows, so why don't you, let's see, I'll set it up. So the first show you went to was on February 23rd, and I was actually at that show, too, and it was at the Resonator in Norman. We shouted it out even on the podcast. And that was with Pineapple Willows, the Land of Roz, the Soxial Contract, and the LIMP WIZURDS. So yeah, go for it. How did you enjoy the show?
I really enjoyed the show. I kind of did an Irish goodbye.
Yeah, because I remember we were both there, and I turned around and I didn't know where you went.
I just was really tired, and I had worked that day, and so I was just I'm just gonna peace out. So I didn't get to stay for LIMP WIZURDS, which is such a shame because I've never seen LIMP WIZURDS.
What is the meaning of
Even though you live in Norman.
Yeah, and I really need to because they're friends with like one of my friends, Reidy.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, he actually performed with them a couple of songs that night.
Yeah, he's great. And I recently saw a show with him as well, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I saw Land of Roz, Social Contract, and Pineapple Willows. Land of Roz, first time seeing them.
This is like the funky part, you know? When Mike gets a mic.
Uh-oh. Hey guys, how you doing?
So,
So good. So good. Like, just, there's just something about like feminine rage that like, it speaks to me because like, as a woman, like sometimes it's hard to like get those rageful and angry emotions out.
Or
because,
even the thought, I think. Probably.
100%.
Like, you don't even know what to think, and someone else can put it into words for you.
100%. And she has like slower songs too and like less rageful songs, but like even those slower songs have like such deep cut emotion into them, and it's like, oh my god, I can relate to this. And I was with Meg, who
photographer.
Yes, she's great. And like Meg went up to Roz after the show and was like, your song about friendship breakups like really spoke to me. And I was like, yeah, no, like it super spoke to me too. Like it was just crazy, and like just she has a way with lyrics. Like she is great with lyrics, and I loved it. Social Contract. Also so good. There's no band that like wasn't good at that show.
That was it was a good lineup.
It was such a great lineup, and like
interesting, different styles a little bit at least. I mean, I guess they're at least I would say all but LIMP WIZURDS are. I don't know. I guess I don't know exactly what Land of Roz. I thought it was maybe more of a harder rock or.
Yeah, definitely harder rock for sure.
So I don't know. Very varied genres at that show.
For sure. And Social Contract, I would say, is like not indie bedroom pop, but like definitely indie pop. I would say maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it wrong,
Right.
but that's the vibe I was feeling, and they were just so like delightful. They brought out a guitar at one moment, and that was amazing. The keys player, Kay, she does such an amazing job. I've seen her. We've seen
Factory
her.
Obscura.
Yeah.
Yeah, she performs there every month, I think. I didn't go last week. I wanted to, but I didn't.
I didn't get to either. I think I was working a double.
Yeah. But I'll probably be back there next month because I try to go. I've been there every month, except last month for the past, I don't know, since maybe November. So I really like that place. So, and she usually is out there every month. So and writing a new song usually every month.
Yeah, which is crazy. There are so many talented people in this city and like beyond OKC, and it just like amazes me every time I see a new show. Honestly, with people that I've never seen before. Pineapple Willows also did a great job.
That was your first time seeing them play?
Yeah, and I did photos for their band a couple months prior.
Yeah, so I mean, Dante plays in my band too, so you met him when we played here, I guess. That was the first time you met at the house party.
And Dante is so sweet, like, and so is Dylan. I didn't get to really meet
Jared, the drummer. Yeah.
He couldn't show up that night, but I had met him at your home for the holidays, and they're all just so kind. That's really all I can like ask for in musical performers is like just being kind to other people.
That's all. I mean, we were kind of talking before we started recording, but it's like some people out there just like you're rude to people and people that you're working with too. I think that's like that's the quick way to not work with those people again. I mean,
Oh, 100%.
I think, yeah, there's a lot. Kindness goes a long, long way. And I think that's, especially whenever people think about you and it's like, oh, do I want to work with that person again? Maybe they were kind of rude or something. So it's just something that, yeah, you're right. I mean, finding that, and I think with musicians, sometimes that is rare. I think there's a lot of ego in music, unfortunately. Not so much, I mean, I think comedy there is too, but I don't know. Yeah, I think music is a little bit more ego than most of the arts.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, continue. I guess I didn't want to cut you off.
How was Limp WIZURDS for
Oh
you?
yeah, they were great.
Shut the fuck up.
I used to get some relief. My easel soon will spell. Sanitize my
Yeah, that's the first time. Well, I want to say I remember they were playing at Norman Music Fest last year on one of the big stages. So I saw them from afar, and so I didn't really see them that time. So this is really my first time seeing them, and I was very surprised. Not surprised, but they're a hardcore band essentially, and I guess their name threw me off because I always think of Limp Bizkit, I guess,
Yeah.
of course. And it's like I was thinking it was like more like nu metal or something, but yeah, it was good. It was really good. I'm not super into hardcore, but I do have an appreciation for it. More so even now. We had a guy, A.B. Hill. He has a band called Jawline. You know
Okay.
them?
I've
It's
heard
a
of them.
Hardcore band. And he's also a comedian, so that's why he was a perfect guest on this show. So I love having that as a crossover, a musician and an artist or comedian or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, and I did kind of a deep dive onto his stuff in that episode, and I kind of found an appreciation for that style. So yeah, I had a lot of fun watching them, and then Reidy performed with them for a couple of songs at the end of the night, so that was a lot of fun. It was, it was just wild. One thing I remember noticing that night, because obviously hardcore, they do the hardcore dancing mosh pit. Which is fine. I expected that. But what's interesting about Resonator is, like, I know that the people that run that place were there hanging out, like those.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a couple older ladies, and I know Curtis is one of the people that are running. But they just like. But I think it's like it's cool to see. But it's like they just like, yes, play, have fun.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, because I just remember watching these kids just push each other and stuff, and it's like, what, you guys aren't gonna stop them? You know what I'm saying? But that's just like the old person in me, I think. But it's just interesting. But I think it was great to see. It's like you're like, yeah, they're kids, they're having fun, they're in a safe place in the Resonator, it's like, that's the place for them to do that. I think it's really cool to see.
It is really cool to see, 100%. And I haven't really seen many shows
Right,
in the
Resonator.
Resonator. I did see for Reidy's wedding fest.
Yeah,
like that
they
was
had
kind of a show.
Was that like a little after party or something?
It was their like reception.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
would
was.
say you have to like RSVP to go, but it was still really cool.
That's
and
what they call the reception, or that's why I call it receptions, after parties.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I wanted to go to that, because that seemed like a cool thing they were doing, but that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And like speaking of Reidy, I actually just saw him last week. He was performing with B from B in the Hive, and then also Doom Scroll from the Denver area. And I like lived in Colorado
Okay,
for
yeah.
a year, and so
Did you know that band already?
I
or-
didn't, and I thought my partner did, and they didn't, but I have known of Apes of the State, and my partner knows of Apes of the State because we both met in Colorado anyways.
Okay.
And they are, what
Yeah.
I've gathered from social media is that they know, like, they're very
Yeah,
friendly
they're-
with Apes of the
They're
State.
kind of somewhat connected to them.
Yeah, and they're like a folk punk band.
Question everything in existence and shout into the void till your hair drop back, break this paradigm of resistance and breathe.
Is the best way I could describe them.
That's cool. I like their name, Doom Scroll.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
they
cool
are
name.
so sick. So,
But yeah, that sounds like a great genre of folk punk. I like that.
so the lead singer, he was playing a mandolin.
Mm-hmm.
The backup vocalist, she was playing the washboard, which was so sick.
Yeah, making like kind of texture-y kind of percussion sounds.
Yeah, 100%. And then they had like an acoustic guitar and then a bass and drums. And it just like came together so beautifully.
Yeah.
And like, almost like, the best way I could describe it is like pirate music, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's kind of like sea shanties.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
That sounds cool. I like that.
Oh, it was so sick. Like, me and my friends were gonna leave after Reidy, and then they started playing, and we were like, we have
Yeah,
to stay. Like,
check
there's
them
no
out.
way
So
that
was
we
that
can't.
whenever were you familiar at all with them before seeing them?
No,
Or
it
you
was my
just
first
heard
time seeing them and hearing them.
Then you deep dove and found out more stuff
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah, and I love folk punk a lot.
Yeah.
So,
That's interesting. I like, I know like the punk has lots of variety of punk,
Yeah.
which I appreciate because I'm not a huge fan of punk, but I love it as a genre, as like, especially the idea, and like even my band Stolen Cable is kind of a garage rock kind of punk-ish. So it's like I definitely like a lot of elements of punk, but anyways, there's like that Celtic punk.
yes.
Is that similar at
It was
all?
very
Yeah.
similar to that.
Similar
100%.
vibe, but more of a pirate
Yeah.
vibe.
They like, but then
That's
they also
awesome.
had like, like, you know how in metal songs people like scream?
Yeah,
And they
okay,
had,
so
like,
it's
that.
yeah.
It was like just so, they almost defied genre in a
Yeah,
way.
it's
It was so sick. And then B did an amazing job as
Yeah.
always.
Did she play acoustic? that
She played
night? Yeah.
acoustic, yeah. And she just has like the best vocals, and her lyrics are also always amazing.
Yeah,
She
she's,
sings a lot about like female struggle, which I can like, as we were talking about before, I can
Yeah.
relate to really well. And so, especially she sings about religious trauma a lot as well, and like, I can also relate to some of that.
Yeah, you
Um,
had some experience with or prior family kind of upbringings, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then S. Reidy always puts on an amazing show.
My price is getting higher. Got my lighter, light quick like a lighter. Been too quiet, but
I work with him, and I worked with him for several years.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you guys are good friends.
I would say, yeah.
Or, you know, pretty good friends at least.
Yeah, I would say. And his MacBook charger like broke before the show.
Oh, no.
And I was able to like give him my
Yeah,
MacBook
help
charger,
him out. Saved
and he
the
like
show.
shouted me out in the middle of the show, which was
Nice.
really sweet of him.
Yeah, because I assume he uses his MacBook for his music and then performs over.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen him actually. I saw him perform with LIMP WIZURDS, but it wasn't his stuff. I mean, I guess he was just doing some vocals with them, but I'd never seen him perform ever, so I'll have to check him out.
He's really cool. I like when he like goes, he like plays with the microphone in such a like interesting way.
Yeah.
Like he kind of just uses it as like a prop,
Yeah.
which is so cool to me. And then like he like hopped off stage in the middle of his last song and like tried to start a mosh pit, which was really sick. And like he always just has like this commanding energy,
Yeah.
which is like, if you know Sean personally, is like, he's a lot more quiet, but then like when he's on stage, like he's on stage
Yeah.
and like he is ready to like roll.
That's awesome. That's cool to see, I think, and especially I mean I've been paying a lot of attention to comedy for a while now, but there's a lot of, and I see a lot of different comedians, and it's interesting to see those similarities between musicians as far as like taking control of the crowd. I mean, the audience. I've never thought about that as a musician. I don't know. It's like my whole life playing music. It's like you just get up on stage and play the songs. I mean, I mean that's all you really have to do. But there's a lot of power. I mean, and seeing comedians do this, and it's like they have a much different relationship with the audience than musicians do, or sometimes for sure. But musicians can also kind of make, encourage the audience to interact more. I think that's what makes a really good performer, is being able to interact and respond with the audience and do that. So I would love to see him and kind of see how he does that. I think, I don't know. Cool.
Yeah, he's always great to see. And he called it like his Eras tour, because he was performing songs from like throughout his like time of his musical career.
So he was kind of doing stuff different eras, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. And it was really funny.
That's awesome.
And it was really good. And he just released an album. It's very like hyper pop. If you like hyper pop, I highly recommend it. The Rain Gave Me a Pot of Gold.
And go stream The Rain Gave Me a Pot of Gold by S. Reidy. Relive the magic of when I soft dropped a hyper pop trap album on SoundCloud because I was too shy to drop it on streaming platforms.
I'm pretty sure is what
Cool.
his hyper pop
That's the new
album
one.
is. Yeah.
Awesome. So that was just those two acts that you saw at that show.
Yeah. And I haven't really been to many shows in February. I've just been working like crazy.
Yeah, working and trying to write, I guess.
Yeah. And I did see AJ Harvey recently, and he just got on The Voice, so shout out to him.
If you're traveling the North Country Fair.
And he does such a great job. His voice is so like soothing, I would say, and like so it flows so well, his vocals, and he does some good covers and some good like personal stuff. So
is he kind of an acoustic
yeah
guy?
Yeah.
Whenever he plays here, he doesn't have a full band or anything.
No, I don't think he does. I've only ever seen him like acoustic. He did play with Catwalk on Friday the 13th a while ago.
Yeah, you said that.
But I think he was just like standing in for a little bit.
Yes, she seems like she has different people. I know that the guys, there's a band called Don't Tell Dina, or they used to be. They broke up recently, or one of the guys left. Anyways, but they were her backing band, I think, or a lot of those guys were for a while. So I don't know if maybe it's one of them. I don't know.
I don't know.
What's
She
his
has
name
a consistent
again?
drummer. AJ Harvey.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I wasn't familiar with him before today, so I'll have to see what he's got going on. Especially he might be famous soon.
Yeah, his episode just released.
Yeah, he is famous, I guess. He's on national TV. That's awesome. Yeah, that's good. So did you have anything else?
Really just some shows that I wanted to bring up.
For sure. We got a lot of, I guess there's a lot of shows going on, specifically the weekend of the 22nd and the 23rd. And then, I had a couple of upcoming events that I wanted to get to, but we'll get to that at the end. So, March 22nd, there's a performance at Resonant Head. Linka and Nia Monet is going to be performing. Have you been to the Resonant Head yet?
I have. I love the Resonant Head.
I remember that show you were telling me about. I still haven't been there. There's been several shows that I meant to go to, and I just didn't, so.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss a Linka or Nia Monet show. Like, I saw them at a pro-Palestine benefit show, and they were so amazing. It was my first time seeing Linka, but I've listened to her, like, before I had even seen her live. And Linka always puts on such an amazing show. She like, S. Reidy, like, knows how to command an audience.
Very. I've seen her briefly. I remember she played at, this is probably a couple of years ago, or at least maybe at the Plaza Fest, on the big stage out there. So I saw her from afar again, but I've known about her for a while because she's very interesting as far as like Hispanic. And her music is very inspired by that. I'm pretty sure, which is great because there's not very much or if any of that here, and there should be. I think there's a very large Latin population here, and I'm sure, and she is popular. I'm sure she does well at her shows. So you've seen her before. Have you seen Nia Monet?
Yes, she was also at that
one
benefit
too.
show, and she has such a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I've been spinning round, getting dizzy. I just need to
And she also, like, these two women know how to command a
Right,
crowd. Like,
both.
it is crazy how, like, they just draw people
Yeah.
in. And Nia Monet, she just has such a beautiful voice. Just such a gorgeous voice. And I want to see her again. So I would definitely hit up I might be going to the Linka and Nia Monet show on the 22nd.
Yeah, that one's. I don't think I'll be able to make that. I think there's 2 other shows that I need to go to that day also. Otherwise, I would definitely want to see them. But hopefully they're going to be playing a lot, or more. It won't be the last time.
No, not at all.
Because they play a lot. I know both of those women do. So, and then the 23rd.
There's a lot going on.
Let's talk about. Okay, well, do you want to talk about the future of Sound Fest?
Yeah.
Factory Obscura real quick. And
Yeah.
Then we can,
So there's going to be, I think, like an artist market,
Mhm.
and then there's going to be several artists performing. And it's from 2 to 8 p.m., so you could still make
Yeah.
some other shows that night.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna. No, that's the 23rd, Saturday. I don't know. I'm gonna try to stop by there too if I can.
It's like a mini music festival, and it's at Factory Obscura, so it's going to be great no matter what.
Yeah, they do so cool stuff. Because are they doing something? They're putting out a new mixtape, aren't they?
Yeah, Volume 5,
That's what
I
this
think.
is kind of like the. Is this the release or what?
I think it's the release. Let me look on Instagram real quick. Oh, I have a screenshot of it.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about this. I know they do it, and they were promoting it, so I've seen it. But
It's the release of mixtape Volume 5.
yeah,
Featuring Sweetest Pot, Shallow Music, Bailey Boy, I Am Cheyenne Marie, that's her handle, Moira Bailey, and Psychic Bath.
yeah, awesome. That's something I've been getting, checking out Factory Obscura more and more, and I just love that that's their whole thing is music and art.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome that they do that and focus on music and local music and stuff like that. So you're gonna check that out that day?
It just depends on if I'm working.
Luckily, it's like from 2 to 8, like you said. So
Yeah.
Hopefully you can, or anyone can stop by at least for a couple of hours and see what they've got going on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's also another show on the 23rd with
Yeah.
Cat Lock,
Okay.
Amethyst Michelle, Lady Winters, and Be in the Hive, and that is at Resonant
Right.
Head.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that show as well. There's not a show that I don't recommend that's going on the 23rd.
I know, right? Because the other one is the Liquid Girlfriend and Cherry Laurel at the Opolis. And this show is going to be the premiere of Opolis Sessions, downtown Norman, starting March 23rd, featuring Cherry Laurel and Liquid Girlfriend. So I'll just read a little bit about from this press release that they sent us. Oh wait. So they sent us a press release, which you can do as well at rhythmandwit@gmail.com. The Opolis Sessions event series lets audience members become part of Norman music history through an intimate live listening room experience. The live video and audio recording from these events will amplify artists to new audiences and share how creatively vibrant downtown Norman is. The event starts at 8 p.m., has limited seatings, and you can get tickets online, I assume. Let me see. Oh, they had a website, opolis.org. Check that out for more information. Tickets are $15, all ages, and it's 21 to drink. Doors at 7, show at 8. So yeah, what about this are you excited about?
Liquid Girlfriend,
Yeah.
of course. I think I mentioned them in the last pod.
Yeah.
But they are one of my favorite OKC bands. They only have one song out on Spotify right now, SpongeBob Halftime Show. Amazing song. If you want to hear Feminine Rage, another great.
Yeah, because I'm definitely familiar with the name. They've been doing a lot lately, and I follow them, so I've seen it's a female lead.
I think they're non-binary.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. But yeah, so what type of music is it? Would you say?
Indie rock.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I probably heard it actually. I'm sure I've heard them. And then also Cherry Laurel. Do you know? You're familiar with that band? Were you telling me about
kind of
them?
familiar. I went to some theater stuff with 2 people in that band, and then I know 2 of the same people in that band were in another band in high school. I don't know if it's the same band now.
Right.
I know of them. I would say.
You're familiar with some of their members. So do you know what style they play? Is it similar?
Probably indie rock. I haven't really given them much of a listen yet. I need to desperately, but I mean, they're a Norman band. You should totally listen to them.
For sure, and especially if they're on this thing, they must be doing something right.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them before, so I'm interested. I'll definitely be following them. So those are 2 bands to watch out for, especially in the indie rock scene, which I love. I'm happy to hear that that's kind of a genre that's seems like it might be popping back up.
Oh, it
for
100%
the younger generation, because it definitely went away. I mean, for me, I grew up in the early 2000s, so it was all I cared about and still care about. And and then it kind of died out, I think, after 10 years or so, but I've always loved it, so glad to hear that's coming back. And Jarvix is involved in this?
Maybe?
No?
I'm not
No.
100% sure.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Never mind.
But
It would
speaking
say
of
it.
Jarvix, Weirder Wednesday is the 27th at Opolis.
Yeah, so that'll be the week after that session show.
Highly recommend any Weirder Wednesday. They're always so much fun and very interesting.
What time do they start?
I think 6 or 7.
Yeah, I might have to try
They
to
start
make
pretty
it
early.
this one, maybe. I don't know. I wish I had a normal job with the normal hours so I could do stuff like that. Because I did, last week I went to a show in Norman. It was a comedy show, but it was on a Wednesday. And I actually took off work last week, the end of the week, for other reasons, but I could make it out there for that. But then I was like, and that show was over. Comedy shows aren't nearly as long as music, so it was over by maybe 8. It's like, I don't know, I could do that, I think. I mean, it was probably from 7 to maybe 8:30, but it's like this, I need to go at least maybe check out the first hour, even if that.
Yeah.
Because did they do one just, how often do they do that?
They do it
Once a month?
once a month. I think it's on the 3rd or 4th Wednesday of the month.
Okay. So, Weirder Wednesdays, it's a kind of experimental sounds and things. Okay, so I guess that's it then for the shows that you wanted to talk about. Is that right?
Yep.
But is there anything else that maybe I guess I'll ask you a couple questions maybe about general music. Is there any bands maybe you've discovered lately that you've, like local people, or besides the ones you've already talked about?
Hardcore wise, Larry and the highly recommend them.
Cool.
If you like hardcore music,
Yeah.
and they perform pretty often.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I might already be following them, but
They're,
like I said,
they're really good.
hardcore is not necessarily my genre, but I like seeing any kind of music here.
Yeah.
It's important.
I may have shouted them out in the last episode,
Yeah.
but Sky Hemingway.
Yeah.
Always recommend her. And then There's someone that was on my blog recently.
Yeah.
Sorry. Delane Fields.
Oh.
Terrible poser, faking your wings. Love one another until you steal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I follow her. She posts a lot of like videos of. I haven't really. I don't know what she's going on about, but I like that. I like seeing that people, using social media for, obviously to promote your art, but talk about whatever you want to talk about.
And Berta B.
Yes.
We love Berta B.
Getting from me? What you getting from me? What you getting
Did you go to that show that she did? I guess because we saw her perform at Factory Obscura's open mic, but I guess she performed at Factory Obscura for a bigger show. I wanted to try to go, but I don't know, I was busy.
I was also busy,
Yeah.
but I do want to see her next performance.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested in reaching out to her about doing a podcast or something even. I think she's really interesting.
She seems like she just has such a calm soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like very beautiful music. I mean, just one song that I heard anyway.
Yeah. Her
That's
music
great.
is very beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Check her out. Berta B. So, okay. Thanks for coming and talking to us about music. I really appreciate you taking the time and coming from Norman too. I mean, I know you said you had something else going on here in the city, luckily, so it wasn't too bad of a drive. I guess, okay, so, and then last thing is, what have you got going on that you want to shout out? I guess your Instagram and blog.
Yeah. My
sure,
Instagram is @Cattaway, Kattaway. It has, if you are familiar with Hello Kitty, it has my melody as
You can
the profile
find
picture.
Find that quickly.
And then my blog is linked to my Instagram bio. I don't own the domain name for
You don't
it.
have an easy domain to shout out. but
No.
It's easy to find on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And you
100%.
always post the stories. Every time there's a new blog, you have it up there. So.
And I will be having a new blog post, hopefully this Sunday for Channel Changer.
Yeah.
And I just put up my podcast playlist of the month.
Yeah.
And my artist of the month.
Cool. That's cool. I need to start checking those out. I know you've been doing that for a while. So in their monthly playlists that in their Spotify playlist, so anyone can check them out.
Yeah, it's just linked on the very front page of my blog.
Oh yeah. I have seen that. Sure. That's awesome. How long does it take you to put those together?
Playlist pretty quickly, probably like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just because I'm picky.
I was gonna say, like, do you ever like pick stuff throughout the month and just like put it there? So
I do. Especially if I get bored of my monthly playlist, then I start making the next month's playlist, which is really easy. Stolen Cable is actually on this month's playlist.
Oh, yeah,
She Wants to Dance.
I remember. Yeah, it was She Wants to Dance. That's right.
It's a good song. It's fun.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got of course. I guess we can talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up because Stolen Cable has announced our second EP will release March 29th. Everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. There's
Hell
4.
yeah.
Anyways, so that'll be out midnight, March 29th. It'll have 5 songs written by Josh while he's been in Kyoto, Japan. He wrote a bunch more songs than that even. He's a madman when it comes to writing, which I love. I'm glad that he's like that. But yeah, we picked those 5 to do, and we played 4 of them at the show even. One of them we didn't. We were going to play it, and we had to cut one for whatever reason. But there's going to be 5 songs on the EP where we released the album art, but that stuff is going to... And I put together a video too check it out on Stolen Cable's YouTube. There's a video full length of the first song, To Be Enough.
I'm afraid that I need you more than I expected to. Yes, it's true.
and it is the video itself is just all the footage that I got of Josh while he was here, which is not enough. I wish I had more, but he performed that song specifically like at least 3 times while he was here, because he did it at Factory Obscura and open mic Sailor in the Dock that my friends the Martin Dupross run every Tuesday, which is a variety mic, so it's comedy, music, poetry. So he performed it there, and then of course at the show, and yeah, so I got and on our podcast when he was on that episode. So anyways, I took all those clips and made a cool video, so you can check it out so you can listen to that song right now, because it's out as of Friday. And so go over there, check that out, and be on the lookout. The album EP name is Gotta Find My Way Back to Oklahoma, because he's coming back to Oklahoma. And yeah, we're really excited about it, so yeah, check it out. It'll be out soon. And that's it, I guess. One last thing. The upcoming events for Friday, March 15th. We have Net and the Nims and Dinosaur Boyfriend at Theopolis. $10. It starts at 8 p.m. The Nims are a really great band. Our friend James Nim, who is featured on the podcast, is the drummer of that band. His brother is a singer, and they're really great. They're kind of indie, it's almost kind of shoegazy, but no, it's very like ethereal sometimes. I don't know. I like it a lot. But it's also kind of indie. I don't know. It's really cool. And Dinosaur Boyfriend, are you familiar with them?
I've heard of them. I have not listened to them yet.
Anyways, and then Net. Net has been around for a while. I don't know enough about them. But anyways, I'm definitely going to try to make it to this show, because it's Friday. I don't have anything else going on, so. And I love the Opolis. We keep talking about them. And then Saturday, this is a big one for me. March 16th from 6 to 9, Mycelium Gallery is reopening. They've had their old location for the past year. It closed in January. This is the new location on 2816 North Penn, Oklahoma City. The new location, the grand opening, Microdose 2.0 group art show. This is an art show where all the artists, the art can only be 3x3. Like little tiny canvases. So it's going to be a ton of these little canvases, all different stuff.
That's so sick.
Micro art show and 1-year anniversary of Mycelium Gallery. Displaying a wide variety of art smaller than 3x3 for the 1-year anniversary and reopening in a new location. Come enjoy mocktails, but they will have music from Ex Machina, their house DJ. He does glitch, kind of lo-fi glitch. Do you know about him already?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I may have seen,
he
and I might be wrong, at
DJ
last
set.
Plaza Fest.
Yeah, I think he was probably out there. I've known him since last year. He's really cool. His name is Armand. He's always at these things. And this gallery is going to be open again, like, forever. So, I mean, they're going to be doing shows all the time. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to hit you up. I mean, if you're free Saturday, you should come to this. So anyways, come out to Mycelium Gallery and support them. They're going to start doing live music, I think, there, hopefully, and maybe some comedy. They just love doing events because they have a big space now. So it's going to be fun. And then, do you want to read about the comedy show?
Yeah. So Saturday, March 16th at 8 p.m. for $10, there's a St. Patrick's Day's Eve comedy show. It's bring your own beer, no admission, setups provided, grill will be open. Dennis Maley?
Yeah.
Kelly Hilburn, Anna Rhodes, Marquita and Letty, and the Divine Miss Kitty. So if you're not triggered to hop in Sorry. So if you're not triggered to pop in by good food, the desire to help out a woman entrepreneur, ethnic pride, booze, free entertainment, and... Sorry. I'm really struggling right now, David. Will you finish that?
Yeah. Because Dennis actually wrote this. Dennis Maley, the granny freak himself. So if you're not triggered to pop in by good food, the desire to help out a woman entrepreneur, ethnic pride, booze, free entertainment, ventriloquistical harlequin. I give up. Or funny people, then there's no hope for you.
At Barry's Grill.
Yeah, 3124 North May. That's the old-fashioned hamburger place. I don't know if you're familiar. I'm sure you've seen the sign, or it's been there for literally like decades because it's very old, like old-fashioned hamburger place. I don't know. It's just awesome because our friends are putting this on. Miss Kitty, she's a great kind of leader in the community, comedy community, and always helping young comedians get started and stuff like that. But this is a great group. We had Anna Rhodes on the podcast the last episode, so she's gonna be there. I'm definitely gonna try to make this show because that's the same day as my Celium, so I'm gonna try to go to both.
Party hop.
Yeah, it'll be because this starts at 8, so I can go at 8. So, anyways, yeah, we love Miss Kitty and Dennis and Anna, and I haven't seen the other comics. Very good group of comedians, so excited to see them and, I don't know, eat a hamburger. That'll be fun. Because they have good burgers. I haven't been there in a long time, but... All right, well, that's it. Thanks for coming, Kenna. This has been fun. And so anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate it. And we'll stay tuned for next month. And Kenna will be back at some point, and she'll talk about some of these shows that we mentioned today that are coming up. Mm-hmm. So, all right. That's it.
Great. Thank you, David.
Awesome. This is fun.